long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
Okay, so if you guys remember back a while ago, Sparrow gave Cameron some information about what Jon Favreau wants to do with the park, Galaxy's Edge, and he wants to reintroduce real Star Wars to it, Mandoverse, but the story comes out that Luke and the Skywalker saga is going to start being part of it. Okay, Luke is definitely going to be wandering around the park. Batuu as Luke, young Luke, which is a way to get the older fans to come back to Star Wars. And it coinciding with, of course, the sequel trilogy. This story is from the direct, and they are definitely going into a place where they're removing the sequels, at least at the park. Now, this is part of some concept art. The direct insists it's Padme and Anakin, but if you look at it, it looks like Leia and Han. Leia in the brown dress. It could be either couple. Things are changing. This is concept art for the park. They're starting to, it looks to me, they're going to introduce Mandoverse and the Skywalker saga and fade out the sequels. Fade out Kyle Ren, Rey, R-A-Y, Rey, etc. Why are they doing this? Because they're not making any money. People don't like the sequels. They can't sell merchandise for it. And it's just time. They're removing the Star Wars land timeline. This is a big fucking deal. And the black pills aren't going to talk about it. The blue pills are going to act like Well, it's going along with the sequels. No, it's not. You can't have three different timelines going on. Skywalker Saga and Mandalorian go together because they're in the same fucking timeline. Okay? Mandalorian is the reintroduction of Han, Luke, and Leia. Padme and Anakin. Okay? This is a big deal. This is a lot of money. And if you remember what Sparrow said, Jon Favreau wanted to reskin the park in favor of the Skywalker Saga, and the suits at Disney said, you spent an awful lot of money doing deep fake Han, Luke, and Leia. Okay, so it looks like what they're doing is it's going to be subtle. It's going to be a slow, thing that's happening, but you're going to see the sequel trilogy phased out at the parks. So what does that mean for the sequel trilogy? Well, let's talk about that more, because this has everything to do with the world between worlds, Anakin Skywalker, and why I called this video the kill switch.
What an odd combination of odors. Smells like a fish died and all the other fish sent flowers.
Not one more crooked word. Your tongue could open a wine bottle.
An agent. It's not like she worships the devil.
Well, she doesn't have to. He worships her.
Now, you all remember the Mortis arc in Clone Wars and the introduction to the world between worlds in Rebels, Wolves in a Door, and World Between Worlds episodes. That was a 2-episode arc. There's a reason for it. And the reason is Dave Filoni put a kill switch in those arcs. Now, Mortis arc, there was no sequel trilogy at the time. It was season 3 of Clone Wars. But the world between worlds is attached to Mortis, the father, son, and daughter. And it's a very big part of Rebels. Ezra changes time by saving Ahsoka. Okay, so the world between worlds is a big deal, and I'll show you why. Because it's attached to something the father of Mortis said to Anakin about taking over to bring balance to the Force because the father was dying. Okay? And Anakin was the chosen one to do that job. Anakin denies it, but as we'll see, who's in the world between worlds, greeting Ahsoka and giving her a chance to save herself? Her old master, Anakin Skywalker. But he's no longer just the chosen one. He has become a god. Small G-O-D. This is a BFD. This scene right here is part of the kill switch for the sequel trilogy. Because then you can change the timeline. This is huge.
Master?
I didn't expect to see you so soon.
Anakin.
Anakin being in the world between worlds as Ahsoka's guide, as fulfilling the destiny the father spoke of, taking over to bring balance to the Force, which was Anakin's purpose anyway, as he was created by the Force to bring balance, is a big deal. Because there's something going on with the Force right at this moment that needs to be addressed. We've got Baylan Skoll on Peridia, right? With the list of Skywalkers on that device on his wrist. Yes, that's a real thing. I've talked about it before. Look that video up. What is he doing? There has to be a way of fixing what's broken in the Force, of bringing balance back to it. Anakin taming and bringing the Force back to its original dark side, light side. One cannot exist without the other thing, right? As the son wisely says to Anakin, trying to get that video. This is a big deal. And this was put in here deliberately to change the timeline eventually. And from what we've been told, they're going to film Ahsoka in 2 parts. Ahsoka season 2 in 2 parts. One part is going to be at Peridea. The other part is changing the timeline. Here's Anakin watching Ahsoka and Sabine walk away. Right? And you see the shards of light behind him. Why is he on Peridea? Why did Morai, which is a symbol like the paraclete for the daughter, show up everywhere Ahsoka is? She's on Peridea. Morai is on Peridea. We saw her. Because they're going to fix what somebody broke. And it probably could very well be the Emperor. Or it could be the Son. I have said often, and I will keep saying it, that the Son being killed by Anakin's blue lightsaber wasn't the way to keep him in chains. Okay. The Son had to be taken out with the dagger of Mortis. Okay. And we've got Baylan Skoll, who's looking to bring balance to the Force, or order to the galaxy. And the way he's going about it is sort of a dark side way, which is not balance. He's already into the there are no Sith, destroy the Sith, the Jedi. All right, he wants to bring order, and the two sides clash all the time, and there's no order. Okay. Now why is this going on? Why are they letting Anakin fulfill his destiny and take over for the Father to bring balance to the Force, as it is his role as the Chosen One? Because they're removing the sequel trilogy. The sequel trilogy is the ultimate example of chaos. Even at the end, there is no order. There's none. The galaxy is still in chaos. And what does Anakin have to do? He's got to bring balance to the Force before all that crap starts. All right. So why are we seeing Luke back in Galaxy's Edge? Why are they bringing back, simultaneously the Skywalker saga, Mando, because Mando's, I think, running around at Galaxy's Edge. Boba Fett is, I think, still. Other characters that don't belong in the sequel trilogy. Because this guy realizes everything that Kathleen Kennedy did has cost them dearly, to the tune of billions of dollars lost. Okay, that's a big fucking deal. Okay, that's a BFD on steroids. And if you look at Disney's shares, $110 a share is not big. Compare it to Apple, compare it to Tesla. And it's like, and that's where they should be. And they're not. And the reason why? Bad decision making. All right, now I'm going to give them this. It looks to me like at least Captain America Brave New World, or New World Order, or whatever they're calling it, is actually doing quite well, considering it got panned by the critics. I have to see it. I'm going to go see it tomorrow, I think, to put my 2 cents in. I hate Marvel, you guys know that, but that's whatever. They're at least getting something right. We've seen that Disney's got rid of Reimagine Tomorrow. We've seen that other DEI initiatives are dying. Airy-fairy fucksticks are not allowed anymore to run around queering up the fucking joint anymore. Okay, because it's disgusting and families don't want to see it. Adult fans don't want to fucking see it. Okay, so there's that. They have to change Star Wars and fix it and bring it back to what it was. The wonder, the mythology, the lore, the heroism, the hope, and not this subtle nihilism that was brought to the team by the story group, by Pablo Hidalgo, by Ryan Johnson, by J.J. Abrams, okay, by Kathleen Kennedy, all right? Now, there's a lot going on here, and we really haven't heard anything beyond Kennedy's supposed to announce her leaving in the middle of the second quarter. We've got Star Wars Celebration, April 18th through the April 20th in Tokyo. Okay. That's towards the end of the quarter, because the end of the quarter is the end of April. Okay. So what's going on here? I couldn't tell you. But what I do know, gang, is that the Galaxy's Edge issue is the first real indication that this cultural touchstone we call Star Wars is getting brought back onto its feet. Okay? Wokeness be damned. So when you hear something about a Rey movie, but then you look at the parks and seeing how Mando and the Skywalker saga is starting to push the sequel trilogy to the side, that's a big fucking deal. Okay? That's what the fans want. And Mando is part of the Skywalker saga because it takes part in this timeline. Okay? The aftermath of Endor. Okay? So I wanted you guys to understand and see what's happening, and hope you have a great day, and I will see you around the galaxy.